Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The program is about to begin.
Morning. Thank you.
Okay, I was going to ask you.
Responsible for all the finished technologies, computer technology in South America. So I do the first pass.
Please take your seats. The meeting is about to begin.
I take a look at the technology. I take a about doing biotechnology. So what would you like to do? Sit down, you can come back to you, and use it for you. And I love this. I think Finland is probably the best place in the anything that allows you to use the space to figure it out. Brain shaking, it's a simple problem. So it is not the best. And we've already run out of I'm in New York. But I was here. We miss It was probably after me. I started very late. And when I left KPMG, we stole a lot of people. Yes, well, what it was, it was in the division inside. They didn't change it. Fixed it. Stringers and Jeff Stein and the three of us took it to commercial. And then I got out.
Good morning. I'm just gonna turn off the sound on my phone. Dear ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the first Nordic American Life Science Conference. My name is Hampus Nilsson. I work for Business Sweden, the governmental trade and investment facilitation arm of Sweden, and I'm a healthcare and life science investment advisor based here in New York. Many of you attended yesterday's conference, which was the first day of the first North American Life Science Conference hosted at Davis Polk. But we also have a lot of new participants here today, so a warm welcome. We, Business Sweden, we are co-hosting this conference together with our partners DNB and NASDAQ. And Business Sweden's role is to support foreign companies and investors to find and evaluate interesting opportunities in Sweden. And we also work and help Swedish companies enter and grow their business on foreign markets. And here in the US, we have offices here in New York, we have a team in Chicago, and one in San Francisco. And Sweden, as I hope you all know, I'm sure, is has world-leading life science research, academic as well as companies. And the Nordic region as a whole, for sure, is a very strong region. And I believe that our combined, for example, our combined drug development pipeline is maybe behind the UK, number one or then number two in Europe. And we believe in Nordic collaboration. I think all of us do that, and for sure Business Sweden. And I think this conference here is one proof of that. And so I'm very happy that we can come together like this. And just to make sure that you know who some of our Nordic partners here are today, I just want to introduce them to you. Innovation Norway, Ola, and stand up. I know Ola is here, but maybe he's not in the room. Okay, he's around. Oslo MedTech, Katrine and Anita. Okay, this working very well. Oslo Cancer Cluster, Steele, you are here. Copenhagen Capacity, Anne-Sophie and Ann-Kathleen. FinPro, Val.
Back here.
Back there. Invest in Skåne, Ulrika and Maria, and Ulrika, and Ulf. This is Region Göteborg, Iris. And Invest in Stockholm, Ylva and Åsa. And Sweden Bio, Jonas and Björn. So we are more, but we have been, doing this together with all of you guys, and we're very happy we can do this together. So with that, I wish you a great day, a lot of networking, hope interesting pitches and panels. And with that, I would like to hand over to our partner D&B and Trine Lo. Thank you.
An aging population, increased prevalence of lifestyle diseases, and a growing part of our global population getting access to healthcare have fueled growth and innovation in the healthcare industry over the last 30 years. Every year, a large number of new healthcare products and services are developed with the purpose of improving quality of life and curing serious and life-threatening diseases. Thus, this industry concerns every one of us. Sweden and Denmark have been very successful in building a strong healthcare industry, creating companies that have global footprints. In DNB, we are currently cooperating actively with the Norwegian healthcare companies and with the clusters. Our ambition is to also support growth and innovation here, and we believe that this industry in the future can become one of Norway's new industry pillars. DNB is a long-term and relationship-driven Norwegian bank with a strong capital base. Our healthcare team has presence in the Nordics, in the US, UK and in Singapore. We are dedicated to our clients and honored to serve companies that provide tremendous value in terms of patient life quality, jobs and taxes. DNB Healthcare has the motivation and the expertise necessary to undertake even greater international responsibilities in the future.
Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoyed our video. I'm delighted to be here to help kick off the Nordic American Life Sciences Conference today and to support our healthcare DNB team. As you saw, healthcare is important to DNB and to the Nordics. Equally important is our connection to our global markets. We see that we have a unique position acting as a healthcare incubator in Norway and to be a strong banking partner for the US healthcare transactions. And this brings us, of course, to the conference today. We saw value in bringing these two together. We have seen the great potential for growth and for innovation. We wanted to make this connection personal because healthcare is nothing if not personal. We hope everyone here today will benefit from the connections that are being made today. In Norway, DNB is a strong force within the burgeoning healthcare sector. Our role in supporting healthcare companies and innovation as we work to help build a new industry pillar for Norway. We partner with life science organizations to promote innovation and healthcare and to support early stage companies. In the US, DNB has built a strong portfolio of clients that we are very proud to support. We have focused mainly on pharmaceuticals, medtech, health IT, and services. Our clients range from surgical supplier to global biopharmaceuticals. DNB is a relationship-centered bank, and we prize our long-term relationship with our clients. and many of our clients have been with us since the inceptions. Our geographies that we cover have expanded from the Nordics to Europe, US, over to Eastern Europe, and also the Asian Pacific area as we work to serve our clients. Healthcare has always been about sharing information. One of the DNB's initiatives to connect small private companies in all of our geographies with established companies so that they can learn from and be connected to them. In turn, we look to bring these companies and their leading technologies to the forefront of healthcare. This conference is one platform of the initiative, and we hope to continue this. Our next conference will be the DNB Healthcare Conference, which will be held in Oslo on the 15th of December. At this conference, we are very pleased to award the DNB Healthcare Prize of 1 million Norwegian kroner to an early-stage healthcare company with strong business potential, innovation capacity, and ability to execute. In closing, I would like to thank Nasdaq and Business Sweden for being our partners in making this endeavor happen, to my DNB Healthcare team for their good work to get the position we have, to our clients and friends who are here today. Without you, this would not have been possible. Thank you for making the connection personal, because healthcare is nothing if not personal. With these words, I would like to introduce Peter Legin Hansen from Nasdaq.
Good morning. My name is Peter Legin Hansen. I work with Nasdaq in the Nordic/Copenhagen. We're delighted to be here as well as a sponsor for this first conference. Hopefully we'll see some more in the years to come. A huge thanks to Business Sweden, to Hampus and his team, and also to DNB. I mean, I cannot deliver a nice picture and a nice film like this, but definitely very good to see and be on board. In the Nasdaq Nordic, we have worked very extensively with the healthcare sector the last couple of years. We have created a market for junior listings called First North. I'm quite aware a lot of you know this. And we have of course our main market for the larger companies. Some companies have maybe a bit more ambition and look into the US, and the US is Nasdaq in the US is home for the biotech sector, the healthcare sector. So for those of you from the Nordic as well, to take this journey over here. But if you keep and if you have the ambition to be closer at home in the Nordic, as you know, a lot of we have a very strong market for healthcare. A lot of investors, a lot of supporters to this community, and I would say this year and last year it has been a fantastic year for the listing side. This year we expect to have around 100 listings in the Nordic. Some very small companies, some very large companies. Within the healthcare sector, we expect around 15 listings this year. And finally, this morning we had a very small listing in Stockholm, small healthcare company as well. Market cap around 15 million USD. They raised only 1 million USD. So it's definitely a market also for the smaller companies. So yeah, that was a bit about Nasdaq. Hope we are going to have a nice and interesting and inspiring day today. At least yesterday I find it was very nice, very well, and I got a lot of inspiration. So I think with those words I will go back to you, Hampus, and take the seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Let's start the program. I would like to welcome now Morten Sogard, who will lead a health data officer and is overseeing human genetics, computational biology, diagnostics, and other precision medicine-related efforts based in New York. Martin got his PhD in biochemistry from University of Copenhagen. Did postdoctoral studies with Nobel laureate Jim Rotman before joining industry, where he has had senior roles with Pharmacia, AstraZeneca, Boehringer Ingelheim, and now Pfizer. Morten and speakers, the floor or the stage is yours.
Okay, so first thank you, Hampus, for the invitation, and it's a real pleasure today, and it's a topic that makes me personally very excited for three reasons. You know, I'm a Nordic citizen from Denmark originally, working in this field of genome sciences and technologies, and about how we leverage healthcare data for pharma R&D, and I think truly for the third reason, really. The Nordics is really, I think you'll hear that from other companies and academic, it's actually really the best place in the world to do this kind of research. So I'm very excited to be here today, and let me start out by introducing our distinguished panel here, which is really actually truly some of the leaders in the Nordic region in this area. We're starting off with Anu Palodi, who's MD and a PhD degrees from University of Oulu, and currently has a shared appointment between the Finnish Institute of Molecular Medicine and where he's leading the kind of human genomics program, and then also he has a joint position at the board in Boston. And I think it's fair to say that Arno really has been the one who has put Finland on the map as one of the best places in the world to actually look at the genetic links to disease. And so very excited to have Arno today. To Mads Melby was a kind of MD and also PhD from University of Aarhus, and is an internationally renowned epidemiologist, who after a postdoc at the NIH led up the epidemiology kind of function at the Serum Institute, the Danish correspondent to CDC, and actually very recently kind of became CEO also for Statens Serum Institute, and has published I think more than 500 papers, actually many high-ranking journals using Danish healthcare data primarily. I'd like to introduce also Anna Beskov, who has a PhD from University of Uppsala, and after her PhD went to the Karolinska Institute and led up the biobank there, and I think since 2003 has been leading the Uppsala biobank, and also been a director of the Uppsala Research Laboratory. On to Steele Widerberg, who's done undergraduate biology studies and has an MBA from the University of Cambridge. Again, been a biotech and healthcare, biotech and software executive, and is currently the general manager of the Oslo Cancer Cluster, and also lead chairman of the incubator there. And last but not least, Brian Frederiksen has a degree from engineering degree from Denmark and an MBA from Paris, and I think you helped start up, or actually founded 3 healthcare IT companies, and after that went on to actually lead the medical devices business at Merck, and in the last couple of years went on to another very exciting role, leading global partnerships for IBM Watson Health. So really excited to have you all here today, and kind of engaging in a good discussion. And the way that we're kind of planning to run it today here is that I'll just go through a few slides, just kind of pinpointing, some of the general points of, why are the kind of Nordic healthcare data and biobanks and really so exciting. And then we'll go through, I think, 1 or 2 slides for each country to say what are like specific flavors for each country. But I think something that came up in the introduction, I think also that you underlined here, is it's a very collaborative spirit also between the Nordic countries. So actually a lot of work is going on between the countries. So I think that's very important to underline. Other than you just have 1 or 2 slides, very briefly on industry perspective. Why is that this is so exciting for Pfizer and I think other companies like ours, and then we'll embark on the discussion. Actually, it's a nice slide from Arno here. I quite like here, but it's and I think it emphasizes a bit. I think some of the key points of the Nordic healthcare systems. I think one of the key strengths here is really systematic and I would say to some extent very centralized approach to healthcare data. It's all linked to a personal identification number, and basically there's 100% electronic health record coverage in all of these countries. So it's just really done in an extremely systematic way. You can't get healthcare without being in the system. And also, I think in terms of the, I would say, kind of systematic approach, I would say also very strong backing also from kind of the authorities in terms of legal framework and such. And I would say that's then combined, and that was the top-down, but for the bottom-up, I think it's a very well-educated population. It's very tech-savvy. They're actually quite very interested in research, and I think that's something that creates a very positive climate also in terms of how you actually engage with patient and data, kind of high level of trust. And of course, it's an area where trust and ethics is absolutely critical. So I think just in a few words, I think this kind of summarizes. I think this really the key points of strength for the Nordic healthcare systems. And again, I covered some of those points in the previous slides. I won't go through this one in gory detail, but maybe go to the top and say, if you look from our perspective, and I think also research perspective, what is really the key point that makes it valuable? It's having these electronic health records that goes back sometimes more than 40 years, linked to emerging genomic data, and also to world-class biobanks and biospecimens. So you can go in and actually generate more data to understand the link between disease and genetics or other factors. So going on here a little bit to the individual countries, but I think also there's some general points here, and I think one here is on the registries here with Denmark as an example. So I think you'll see here some of the kind of the typical information that you'll find in registries also in other countries, but I think what's really unique here is that you find also information about things like education, job, even childcare institutions,